evening, I'm Jen Cain.
And I'm John Druska. Here's tonight's top story. On Friday, a series of cyber attacks took down many websites, including Twitter. With Twitter down, Donald Trump spent the day fanning misogynistic smoke signals.
In a press conference Monday, President Obama urged Donald Trump to stop whining about the rigged election. Trump agreed to stop because that way he can get back to whining about everything else.
Racing legend Mario Andretti says that he's voting for Donald Trump. Commented Andretti further.
Yeah, that's right! If my time in auto racing's got me used to anything, it's going around in circles, getting nowhere, and always being prepared for a crash. Hey!
A Florida man got sentenced to 20 years in prison for firing at George Zimmerman's vehicle last year. The man would have gotten off completely just like Zimmerman did, but the car that he shot at wasn't black.
Donald Trump's boyhood home in Queens, New York is up for sale. The home has a historical significance because it comes from a time when Donald was much more mature.
Ally Bank in Detroit made 100 special pennies, each worth $1,000, and placed them all over the country. Commented an Ally Bank spokesperson,
"We are so excited to be giving away $100,000 worth of pennies. It's going to be, and we're out of business. Never mind."
A Russian hacking suspect arrested in Prague is suspected of an attack on LinkedIn. Police first became aware of the suspicious activity when they noticed someone had actually responded to a LinkedIn request.
Billy Crystal hosted a Broadway fundraiser for Hillary Clinton. Crystal is expected to help Clinton win the presidential election in 1988.
And now, where hard news meets Hollywood, here with the entertainment news is Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, man! The roots, everybody! The roots!
All right. Thank you. Vanilla Ice and his wife are divorcing after 20 years of marriage. Vanilla decided to leave her because she refused to stop, collaborate, or listen. Single scoop of vanilla, please. Pearl Jam, Jane's Addiction, and Tupac are among this year's nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The ceremony will take place in your older brother's CD binder from high school. I'm kind of drunk. Stephen Colbert will host a live special on the election night called Who's Gonna Clean Up This Shit? Which is the same thing CBS executives are saying after seeing the ratings for The Late Show. Late Night Blow. Warner Brothers is making a romantic comedy called Crazy Bitch Asians. It will star Emma Stone, Scarlett Johansson, and Tilda Swinton. I will still have them on the show. And finally, on Tuesday, Chuck Berry turned 90. He didn't want anyone to bother getting him any presents because they just get stolen by a bunch of white rock musicians. So good. The Roots, everybody!
Thank you, Jimmy Fallon.
Thanks, Dick.
Scottie Pippen and his wife Larsa Pippen are getting divorced after 19 years of marriage. She decided to leave Scottie because when they're in the bedroom, he can only score if he gets help from Michael Jordan.
MetLife announced they will no longer be using Peanuts characters in their commercials. Responded Linus.
You can learn more about it in the next upcoming Peanut special. It never made sense that you were the spokesperson for an insurance company anyway, Charlie Brown.
A new poll says that 60% of American adults think pot should be legal. The other 40% didn't respond because there was a SpongeBob marathon.
Today in Rhode Island, a group of women held a yoga pants parade after a man wrote a letter to the local newspaper complaining about women wearing yoga pants. Commented the guy who complained,
My plan worked perfectly!
A former pastor was charged with choking an infant at a Kansas Walmart. The suspect explained he thought he heard an announcement for a Blue Baby special.
2 cases of hepatitis A were linked to a Whole Foods store in Detroit, which makes the Whole Foods store in Detroit the healthiest building in town.